What is up, you guys? We are back at it again with these couch talks. Did we come up with the name? I don't think we came up with the name, right?
I don't think we've decided on a name, you guys. So if you guys have any ideas, please let us know.
Yes, but we are back. Before we get into the video, guys,
like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow us on TikTok and Instagram because we do post videos daily.
So today, guys, we got a very interesting topic to talk about. I feel like a lot of you guys have or had a lot of questions in regards to this topic. Like I told y'all last video, like we told you guys last video, if you guys ever want to be involved in this type of videos, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, because we did make like a little questionnaire for you guys to ask questions about relationships, any relationship advice, questions you guys have about our relationship, anything you might be going to, any tips, that kind of stuff, you know. So today we're really just gonna be reading your guys' questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is, and we're just gonna talk. How do you guys overcome arguments / fix them, right? I feel like any couple, there's no couple that does not argue. That's impossible. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's impossible. Like everybody argues, everybody is gonna get into a little fight here and there, you know. So yeah, man. Well, I'll let you take this one. How do you feel like we usually overcome our arguments?
I think it's more about understanding and communicating with your partner. Like actually listen to what your partner's saying, not just like, don't just sit there and like, you know, like don't sit there and space out. Like actually listen to what they're saying and like the words coming out of their mouth, like not the way you interpret them, but the way they're saying them. Like just listen. Depends on the argument or discussion you're having, because if it's something really serious, like you really have to communicate your feelings, even if it sucks and you don't want to do it. But I think if it's like petty shit, then I don't know. I feel like that's hard. But how do you feel?
Yeah, I think that for most, you have to really like put yourself in the position of the other person, right? Kind of like think of yourself being in the same shoes as they are and what they might be feeling, and just honestly acknowledging that there is no wrong or right. It's just feelings, right? Arguments usually are stirred up because of certain feelings, you know, and I think that feelings are valid, whatever they are, you know. So I think just how she said, you know, listen. And I think a lot of the times too, when there's an argument, people don't like to let each other talk, you know. It's only like one person maybe going at it, getting upset, then the other person gets mad or upset too because the other person's upset, whatever it is. So I think just being able to have like a conversation, you know, more than anything is what's gonna help any argument, any fight, whatever it is, you know. Being able to sit down and like just talk to each other, you know, because if only one person is yelling or getting mad or upset and the other person staying quiet too and not really saying anything, I think it's just gonna keep growing. So it has to be either an agreement to kind of both of you guys, you know, maybe step away for a little bit, or it has to be an agreement to where you both have a conversation about it and not just leave it.
I don't know if we're qualified enough to answer this question because we've only been dating for 4 years, and I feel like there's other couples out there that have been dating for way longer than we have. But you guys asked us, so we're going to give you guys our advice. But somebody asked, what's your advice to keep a relationship going for a long period of time?
Communication, as we were saying, but I feel like that's so broad. So I think literally telling your partner what it is that you want in the relationship. Like I really don't think there's anything wrong with communicating the things that you want. Y ya si la persona, your partner, doesn't align with those things anymore, or maybe you feel unhappy because they're not understanding you're giving these certain things, I think that you have to come kind of to an agreement, you know, like, okay, like let's say one person likes going out on dates. Okay, that's how we do, you know, we go on dates. If one person likes staying home watching TV, okay, another day you're gonna stay home and watch TV, you know, like be able to como complacer, pues, you know, being able to do the things that each of you like and keeping that kind of fresh, you know, because when you're in the dating stage and the honeymoon stage, it's like all love, you know, you're doing everything together, everything you do is so fun. But as the years go by, you just kind of like feel like everything kind of flans out at some point, you know, gets boring or whatever it is. So I think you just got to consistently keep talking about the things that you want to keep the relationship like fresh and exciting, you know.
Obviously making compromises and you guys like come to an agreement, but I really do believe that you obviously communicate with your partner and tell them what it is that you want, okay? But I don't think that you should have to repeat yourself multiple times in a relationship so your partner understands what it is that you want, because then at that point it's like you're like begging for it, and you shouldn't have to beg for someone's love. So if you feel like you're constantly reminding this person that you want to go out on dates, or that you want flowers, or that he has to buy you, I'm like, it's broad here, okay? If the shoe fits, put it on. If you're constantly having to remind him to like do things that make you feel loved, and like this goes for guys too, guys. You guys can, if you guys want flowers, if you want your girlfriend to take you out, if you want your girlfriend to do things for you, like, I think just not having, like, understanding your limits, you know? Like, set boundaries with yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to beg for the love that you want.
If you gotta beg for it, or you gotta constantly ask for it, then it's probably not the right place to be at. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's fine. But yeah, just communicating that and communicating the things that you do want, and hopefully it aligns on both sides, and you guys can compromise, how Korayma was saying, and make something work. You know.
Also, you guys, look, I got my makeup done because I had a photo shoot today. So if I look a little crazy, mind your business. But I know you see it.
What is the biggest thing you guys have learned from therapy? Go ahead.
Sorry, guys, I have to take the stand off. It's too heavy for me. Okay. I think well, I don't know. I feel like it's very different, obviously, based on your personality or how you are as a person or what you have to deal with. But I think for me, the biggest thing I've learned in therapy is setting boundaries, because I feel like it's really hard, at least for me, it was really hard to say no to certain things. Like if, I don't know, this is a random scenario, okay? I don't know if this has ever happened or not, but say like I have been wanting to go to a museum really, really bad, and I picked a date. I don't know. This is a random scenario. You guys go along with it, okay? Like, I'm like, okay, this Saturday I'm going to go to a museum, and I'm really like, I've been wanting to do this and I've been talking about it for months. And then Tony was like, oh, this Saturday I have a soccer game. Like, come with me. And then I was like, no, I'm good. And he's like, no, like, come with me. Like, come on. Like, I really want you there. And then he starts like gaslighting, you know, but not necessarily gaslighting, but it's because you're so like attached. I don't know how to explain it. But like being able to say no and not feeling bad. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to not be with your partner 24/7. Like, you guys don't have to be like this 24/7. Like, setting boundaries is okay. I think just learning how to set boundaries for yourself. Like, give yourself the same respect that you would give someone else. What about you? What has been the biggest?
That's so many things. I'm trying to think of like,
pick one
relationship. Let me see. I think one of the biggest things that I feel like at least has brought me more peace in the relationship, as far as like for myself, for me not getting upset with certain things that Korayma might have done or whatever, is just kind of accepting that everybody, you know, for example, again, like these are random examples, but just like habits, you know, habits that you have to, instead of taking that anger, that frustration, like let's say Korayma leaves her shoes on the floor and that's something that pisses me off, you know, like literally taking that little bit of time and picking them up myself and taking them, you know, and like communicating to her too, that like, or communicating to her like if she can pick them up, but instead of just taking it out in a way of like anger or frustration, you know, it's either doing it or communicating it in a way where it's like a grown-up conversation too, and it's not just us kind of bickering at each other or throwing like little shade at each other, you know, like if there's something that I dislike, is it worth me arguing about it or just picking it up and taking it myself, or is it worth me arguing and fighting, or is it just asking if they can pick that thing up, you know? So I think just those little things have gone a long ways. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I think all of this stuff is stuff that we're still adapting to and learning every single day. Like there's things that she does that piss me off, there's things that I do that I'm pretty sure piss her off.
Literally perfect.
So, you know, but I think just that little like switch, you know, to not always just take that anger and frustration out on them, and instead either just do it or just ask.
All right, someone asked, was it ever toxic between y'all? If so, what's something that helped y'all get through it? Love y'all. We love you too. Do you want to go ahead and answer this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like, again, like any other couple, you know, there's things that you do, things that you think are normal, you know, seem normal or whatever. And I think me and Korayma both were toxic at certain points. You know, I don't think it was ever like out of hand, right? Like I don't think it was ever like crazy to the point where like
It wasn't. It was never.
like
It was never physical.
it was never physical.
Okay, it has never been physical. Like we have never laid hands on each other.
Yeah.
Like
And
I will say there was a lot of like not mental. I wouldn't say like well, I feel like mental toxicity, okay? I feel like there was never any abuse between us. Not mental, not emotional, not physical abuse, none of that. But I do think that there was mental and emotional toxicity in our relationship.
yes. All right, elaborate. Like
I think we would argue at least like once a day, you guys.
Yeah.
There was a point in our relationship where we were arguing almost every single day over like stupid shit too. It was like, why can't you just wash the dishes without me having to tell you? And it's like, why can't you just tell me to wash the dishes? Or like things like that.
Yeah.
Like things that we weren't communicating enough. And I'm like, we still argue sometimes. We still argue about like shit, but we're learning how to get through it.
Yeah.
Like our relationship is not perfect, you guys. But we are working through it.
Yes.
That's what counts.
Yes. And then with that, right, like I feel like if you guys really pay close attention to any argument you ever have with anybody, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It usually always sparks up from something that was stupid. Like stupid, and then from there it builds on. You start thinking of other stuff, making scenarios maybe in your head. The other person does the same thing, and then you guys are mad at each other for shit that maybe hasn't happened, but then because you guys are thinking about it so much, it happens, and then now there's more. Like it always starts with something simple, you know. So I think most of our relationship, all of the arguments were always coming from like small things. Like, you know, I don't think we ever, yeah, like everything was like pretty much coming from little things, and then somehow it ended up building up to something bigger at times, you know.
I'm making some more videos now.
Okay. I think we should close it out with this one because I feel like we do have a good, healthy relationship, happy relationship, but I think it's also like, I'm gonna just read it. So it says, I feel like we kind of answered this maybe already. I think she messed up or he messed up. How do you guys do it to be so happy in your relationship? Because I want mine with my girl to be like yours.
I had a stroke while you read that, actually.
I did too. Now it's just been a lot of personal development, personal growth, you know, taking care of yourself and being able to be the best person so you can also be the best version of yourself for your partner. And obviously, like I said before, the communicating, all of that good stuff. But I mean, I want to be like honest with you guys, you know, like me and Krama have gone through our ups and downs, you know, hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows, maybe like how you guys might imagine it. We're humans, so we go through difficult things, but I think at the end of the day, as long as you love somebody, as long as you trust somebody, you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's gonna be okay. Just because things get difficult, don't try to run and leave and then go find the next person, because it's gonna be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same thing with everybody else. Like, you're going to be arguing with other people. So if you have somebody and you really care about them and you really love them, you're going to make it work, and you're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just work through things. And if you guys need therapy, get therapy. If you guys need to do, I don't know, specific things to better yourselves, and do that, you know, but there's no need to run off and do this stuff, and just love each other, trust each other, and everything else is going to align with itself.
One thing that has helped our relationship like stay happy, I don't know if that's the right way to word it, but one thing that has helped our relationship stay happy is you shut up, is knowing how to love your partner. Like, how does your partner feel loved the most? Like, I feel loved when Tony buys me flowers. I feel loved when Tony takes me on dates. I feel loved when he goes to the store and he's like, oh, look, I know these are your favorite chips and I got it for you. Or, oh, this is your favorite snack and like got it for you. Or when the house is dirty and I have a busy day and I come home and like he cleans or he makes dinner or whatever. Like, I think just really knowing how to love your partner. Like, because the things that make you feel loved aren't going to be the same things that make your partner feel loved. Like, I would clean the house and Tony would come home and he'd be like, okay, then what? You know, like, obviously he's grateful. That came out really wrong.
They're like, why the fuck is the house clean? I didn't want this shit clean.
Like, obviously he's grateful, but that didn't make him feel loved because that's just not the way he is. And so I think for him, he likes to cuddle and he likes to watch movies and he likes to spend time together. And so I think just really knowing how to love your partner, like
Yes.
actually understand your partner. Don't just be like, oh, here, everybody likes this.
Yes. And in a relationship, if you both love each other and like you feel like things you just they're not making sense, you know, you guys are like not showing love to each other the way you guys want to be shown love. Like we talked about earlier, like compromise, you know, like straight up. I know it sounds stupid and I know it sounds like, oh, that's kind of awkward and weird, but it'll get things flowing again, you know, like, okay, Friday nights we're gonna go out to dinner. I don't know, Wednesday nights we're gonna have a movie night, you know, whatever it is that the other person wants in the relationship, like work together, and then it'll just become a habit after doing it so long that it'll be something that's just gonna flow naturally, you know. So
but that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you didn't, oh well, we already recorded and posted it.
And as always, you guys,
let us know. Wait, we're not done. Let us know what other videos you guys want to see. Let us know what other videos or topics you guys want us to talk about. I know some people had sent me DMs, but I can't see all of them. I'm so sorry. Comment it and we will go through those. He is a black, short-haired cat. I don't know, you guys. We adopted him from the streets of Vancouver.
look at this guy.
Look. What do you have to say? Okay, sounds good.
He don't got nothing to say, but he's such a cuddler, you guys.
He is.
Look at him.
He loves to be carried like a baby. Look, say hi to the fans. Also, he purrs really loud.
He does.
He purrs really loud. But this is him. He is 5 months. Five months
what a cutie
old.
little
We don't know
panther.
when, but he is 5 months.
What's up, babas? Ay, qué lindo, qué lindo.
Okay, guys.
Wait.
Bye, we love you.
Love ya.